I think it has given me really good perspective on like what a lot of my teammates and people that teams I've been a part of. Stretch? Do I need to get like a little rubbed out? Do I need some icy hot? Like what's going on here? So I think it's been a balance of like understanding my body. And I've never really dealt with injury, and that's probably been a challenge in itself because like
Caitlin Clark has been called many things: phenom, generational talent, the face of women's basketball. But lately, another word has been circling around her: resilient. In her first season as a professional, Clark has faced not just the physical toll of the WNBA, but also the emotional weight of living under a microscope. Every dribble, every shot, every post-game interview is dissected by fans, critics, and the media. And recently, she's had to navigate one of the toughest moments of her young career, recovering from an injury while balancing the pressure to live up to her towering NCAA legacy.
Now, with all of that being said, we know Caitlin Clark has been dealing with these injuries. She's been getting a lot of criticism about the way the team is playing without her.
And like how much extra stuff you have to do. And even like just to prepare for a game, especially when you're coming back from injury.
She's been getting criticism from people like Jason Whitlock in regards to the turnovers department. Now, all of this stuff, some of it is warranted, some of it is not.
When she sat down to discuss her journey, Clark didn't sugarcoat it. The injury had been a wake-up call. For a player whose game thrives on explosiveness, vision, and constant motion, even a minor setback can feel like a massive roadblock. She talked about the frustration of being sidelined, not just the physical discomfort, but the mental strain of watching her teammates compete while she had to stay on the bench. It's hard, she admitted. You want to be out there every second. You want to be helping your team win. But recovery has to come first.
Now, one thing I can say is that she is not shying away from any questions at all.
I don't think people on the outside always realize like how much time it takes to like be able to play at the level we play at. It's just been so challenging, like being active and playing 4 games and then not, and like not feeling the best.
The process, she said, was grueling. Waking up early for treatment sessions, going through mobility drills that seemed endless, lifting weights not to get stronger for competition, but to restore stability and prevent future injuries. There were days she felt progress, days she felt she'd turned a corner, and others where she left the facility wondering if she was moving backward.
And then like frustrated of like how hard I worked in the off season, and then like all I do is rehab and like continue to do this process. Like there's
so you can already sense that
for sure.
Okay.
Like I know this is going to help me like understand my body better and just like trying to trust that the best I can. And obviously there's really frustrating days, and there's days where like it's a little bit easier. And like
what kept her going, she said, was the same competitive fire that made her a household name in college basketball. Her NCAA journey, after all, is the stuff of legend. At Iowa, Clark wasn't just a scorer, she was a show. The no-look passes, the deep three-pointers from well beyond the arc, the way she could take over a game in the final minutes. Those moments didn't just win games, they built a movement.
You're very, very motivated, and like you're close to the finish line of getting back and being back. And then like, it's not like I have a training camp to like build up, whether it's this year, whether it's next year. And even throughout my career, I'm going to be very thankful for this moment to like play in my first game again. It's like, no, like you're tossed into game 30, like go try to play well. Like it's hard. Like it really is. And
she didn't shy away from the pressure that came with being the one to watch. Instead, she leaned into it, using the spotlight as fuel. By the time she left the NCAA, she had not only shattered records, but also helped elevate the visibility of women's college basketball to heights it hadn't seen in decades. Still, she admitted that carrying that reputation into the WNBA came with its own set of challenges. People expect you to pick up right where you left off, she said. But this is a different game. The speed, the physicality, it's a step up. And every player you face has been the best player somewhere else. There's no off night. The adjustment, she explained, isn't just about matching the intensity. It's about learning how to thrive in it. The WNBA game is faster, more physical, and less forgiving. Defenders close space quicker. Passing lanes disappear in an instant. And the contact? It's constant. Clark said she had to adapt her style, figuring out when to push the pace and when to slow things down.
I think it has given me really good perspective on like what a lot of my teammates and people that I've, teams I've been a part of. Stretch? Do I need to get like a little rubbed out? Do I need some icy hot? Like, what's going on here? So I think it's been a balance of like understanding my body.
Yeah.
And I've never really dealt with injury, and that's probably been a challenge in itself because like
when to take the shot and when to trust a teammate. In college, there were moments you could get away with certain risks, she said. Here, if you make a mistake, someone's capitalizing on it immediately. Her injury, in some ways, forced her to accelerate that learning process. Watching from the sidelines gave her a different perspective. She studied opponents more closely, noting their tendencies. She analyzed her own team's flow without her on the floor, thinking about how she could slot back in without disrupting the rhythm they'd found. You see things differently when you're not in the middle of it, she said. It makes you realize how important every small detail is. She also reflected on the emotional contrast between college and the pros. At Iowa, she had the comfort of a system built around her strengths, a community that adored her, and teammates she'd grown with for years. In the WNBA, it's different. You have to earn that trust all over again, she explained. You're coming into a locker room full of veterans who've been here, who've done it. You have to prove you belong, not just with your play, but with your work ethic, your commitment, your ability to handle the grind. One of the biggest adjustments, she said,
like certain people have had to go through. Like I've never been through anything like this. Like, and I think that's probably why it's been so hard. When I first like was feeling pain, like I didn't understand it. Like I didn't know. I was like, am I just tight? Like, am I just getting old? Do I need to
was managing her body in a way she didn't have to think about in college. The WNBA schedule is tighter, the travel is more intense, and the turnaround between games is shorter. Recovery isn't just a nice addition. It's the difference between staying on the court and risking another injury. Clark described becoming almost obsessive about her routines. Ice baths, stretching, nutrition, and sleep. You can't just rely on talent here, she said. You have to take care of yourself like it's part of the job, because it is. Despite the challenges, Clark spoke about how the adversity has deepened her appreciation for the game. She's learned to celebrate the small victories. The first day she could cut at full speed again. The first scrimmage where she felt like herself. The first game back when she heard the crowd roar after a big shot. Those moments, she said, reminded her why she's willing to endure the frustration of rehab and the relentless pace of the league. And while the outside world often tries to frame her as either a star living up to the hype or a player struggling under its weight, Clark doesn't see it that way. It's not about proving people right or wrong, she said. It's about proving to myself that I can handle whatever comes my way, whether that's injuries, expectations, or just the next game on the schedule. Her legendary NCAA journey will always be part of her story. It's what put her on the map, what inspired young players across the country, and what cemented her status as one of the most exciting basketball talents of her generation. But Clark is clear that it's only the first chapter. College was incredible, she said, but this is where I get to build something new. She's realistic about the fact that success in the WNBA won't come overnight. There will be slumps, there will be games where shots don't fall, and there will be nights where she's the target of the opposing team's entire defensive scheme. But she welcomes it. That's the challenge, she said. That's what makes it worth it. If it was easy, it wouldn't mean as much. When asked what she hopes fans take away from watching her this season, Clark smiled. I want people to see that I love this game, whether I'm at my best or fighting to get back to it. I want them to see that I'm willing to do the work, to adapt, to keep going no matter what. It's that mindset, equal parts grit and gratitude, that makes her recovery story more than just an injury update. It's a glimpse into how great athletes evolve when faced with obstacles, how they turn setbacks into fuel, and how they find new ways to define themselves beyond the highlights. For Caitlin Clark, the road back from injury isn't just about returning to form. It's about proving she can handle the grind of the WNBA, about blending her NCAA brilliance with the toughness required at the pro level, and about embracing the fact that greatness isn't a straight line. It's a fight every single day. Like the video in Catch a Dime.